Okay, now we will look into this question. Question number 4. A school employs 75 teachers. The following table summarizes their length of service at the school classified by gender. You have female and males. So first of all, this 75 is the grand total. We will look into that one, and we will have the sum of all the females and males separately, and also based on the categories less than 3 years, less than 3 to 8 years, 3 to 8 years, and more than 8 years. So those are the categories. So 45 female teachers are there, 30 male teachers are there. So the grand total is 75. So less than 3 years, teachers that has less than 3 years of experience, there are 20 teachers, and then 3 to 8 years, 35 teachers, and again 20 teachers for more than 8 years. Okay, so the first question is, find the probability that a randomly selected teacher is female. So everything should come out of 75. The reason is 75 is the grand total. Okay, there are 45 female teachers out of 75. So selecting a female teacher is 45 divided by 75, or 3 divided by 5. The next one is female given that the teacher has more than 8 years of service. Now this is talking about the conditional probability. Teacher has given that. That given means that event has already happened. So given that the teacher has more than 8 years of service. So that you can write how probability female given experience over 8. Now, if you remember the equation for this conditional probability, probability A given B means B has already happened. So you can write down that one, probability A give A and B divided by probability of B. How to keep this in your mind? First letter first, with combining that with the second letter with an intersection and dividing it by the total probability of the second letters. So based on that, PF given E over 8, you can write in this manner. How? P F and experience over 8 divided by P experience over 8. Now you have to find out what is the common probability for female and experience over 8. So that is 13, right? That is 13. The grand total is 75. Everything should come out of 75. So 13 divided by 75. So this is the numerator value. So the denominator probability, the experience that's greater than 8 years, that is 20. You don't need to consider male or female for that one. Asking you the total probability experience over 8 years. That is 20. So denominator is 20 divided by 75. Okay, now 75 and 75 cancels out. You can write down 13 divided by 20 is the answer. Okay, the next thing is female given that the teacher has less than 3 years of experience. Now this is exactly similar to what we did. Now you can write down the common probability PF and experience less than 3 divided by experience, probability of experience less than 3. Okay, so probability F and experience less than 3, that is again 12, right? 12 divided by 75, the main division, and then the probability of experience experience less than 3 is 20. So 20 divided by 75, 75 cancels out, 12 divided by 20, or you can say 3 divided by 5. Okay, the next is state giving a reason whether or not the event of selecting a female teacher is independent of the event of selecting a teacher with less than 3 years service. So you are given two events, selecting a female teacher and selecting a teacher with less than 3 years. Okay, we will look into this one, how to solve. Asking you to check whether these two events are independent. Okay, if two events are independent, A and B, we have an equation. Okay, before moving into that one, we will separately write probability of selecting a female, that is 45 divided by 75. We found that one under the part A, section 1, and then this is 3 divided by 5, and then probability of selecting a teacher who has less than 3 years of experience, that will be 20 divided by 75. Okay, if two events are independent, A and B, then probability of A and B will be probability of A into probability of B. This is what we have to prove if A and B are independent. Okay, that means the intersection probability should be a multiplication between independent probabilities. Okay, we will consider this one to solve this part B. Based on this probability A and B is equal to probability of A into probability of B, that means for our case, in our scenario, it should be probability of female and experience less than 3. If that is, those two events are independent, that should be equal to probability of F multiplied by probability of experience less than 3. That is how we can form this particular independency checking equation for our application. Okay, now look at how to write that one. You can write for independency, this is something we need to prove. Probability of F into probability of experience less than 3. Okay. Now we will consider the left hand side and the right hand side separately, because this is what we need to check whether for independency. So let's consider the left hand side separately. Probability of female and experience less than 3. Female and experience less than 3 is 12 divided by 75. And we will consider now the right hand side. Now you know the individual probabilities. We found that one. Probability of female is 3 divided by 5. And probability of experience over experience less than 3 is 20 divided by 75. Now if you simplify this one further, you will get 12 divided by 75. That means left hand side and right hand side both are equal. That means these two events. What are those two events? Selecting a female and selecting a teacher with less than 3 years of experience. Those two events are independent. We proved that one. This is the requirement for independency. Okay, next one is asking to find out an event that is mutually exclusive to the event of selecting a female teacher. So mutually exclusive means cannot happen at the same time. Okay, so same time. So selecting a male teacher is an event that is mutually exclusive to the event of selecting a female teacher. The reason is a teacher cannot be both male and female simultaneously, right? Mutually exclusive means no common elements cannot happen at the same time. Okay, next thing is the 3 teachers are selected at random without replacement. Without replacement means whoever you take out, you do not send them back. If you take one out from 75, then your total will be 74 for the next trial. Why? Whoever you take out, you are not sending them back. Okay. Asking females with less than 3 years service. How many females are there with less than 3 years of experience? 12, right? You have 12. 12 out of 75. Selecting the first female who has less than 3 years of service is 12 divided by 75. Now, when you consider the next trial, one female teacher who has less than 3 years of service has gone out. Then the total of that count has gone down by 1. And also, out of 75, we considered that one in the previous trial, now it is 74. The reason is you have sent one teacher out from the sample. That one teacher is from the category less than 3 years female. Okay, in the next one it is 10 divided by 73. You can get the answer for this one multiplying 12 into 11 into 10 divided by 75 into 74 into 73. Okay, the next one is a little tricky. Of the same gender. Now, same gender means you have to consider female separately and male separately. And later, once you get the final probability values, you can add them together to get the answer. Same gender. You should find out it separately for female and male. Okay, we will find probability of all female, that is 45 divided by 75. Now you have taken one female out, 44 divided by 74 into 43 divided by 73. And probability of all males, probability of all males, we will write it here, 30 divided by 75, 29 divided by 74 into 28 divided by 73. Okay, now you can separately multiply these two and then add them together to get the final answer. Reason is separately you have to get them for female and male and add at the end to get the desired output of the same gender. Selecting 3 teachers with same gender without replacement. You can add these final values to get the answer. values together to get the answer.